Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing very well. Today I'm going to take you on a virtual tour of Nahargarh Fort, a historic and iconic fort located here in Jaipur in India. Nahargarh Fort is meant to have some of the most breathtaking views in all of Jaipur. Supposed to be able to see the whole town from up here, so really looking forward to that. And also, did you know that there's been so many Bollywood movies filmed here? So that's really interesting as well. So let's dive in and explore this amazing location together. Yesterday we visited the amazing Amber Fort as well. It's very close to this place, but today we are taking the walking route up. There is another way you can go right beside Amber Fort. It's a little bit easier to that, but we wanted a bit of hardship. We decided to walk up the hill here today. If you enjoyed the video, do subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and come along for the journey with us. So far it's pretty intense coming up here. Been walking for only a couple of minutes and we're out of breath. There's this little stream almost flowing down this walkway as well. So, don't know what that's coming from, but it's cooling the feet a bit. So, Nahargarh Fort is part of the Hill of Forts and it was made a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2013. So obviously I said we were in Amber Fort yesterday, which was very cool. So, really interested in see which is the most impressive fort. There's also Jayagarh Fort. Hopefully we're going to be able to visit on our trip here to Jaipur as well at some stage. To be honest, the ascent up here isn't that difficult. I'm just personally a little bit out of shape. Haven't been doing that much training, but the views are breathtaking. To be honest, I don't know if it's the walk that is breathtaking or the views up here. Very nice family there sitting down, took a few pictures of us on the sly. Seems to be a recurring theme here, but it's all in good faith. We don't mind at all. The Indian people are the best. Also, if you don't want to walk, you can get a motorbike up. There's plenty of guys here offering their services. They're probably going to overcharge it, to be honest. It happened to us a couple of times where we knew the money was a bit outrageous, but it's just something to keep in mind. How are you feeling, Lupa?
Very good.
Is it tough?
It's okay.
Not too bad.
Don't worse.
Jesus, I didn't realise how big Jaipur is until you come up to a viewpoint like this. The city absolutely is sprawling. It's massive. Woo! Nearly there. So according to that sign written in Hindi, this is going to cost us 200 rupees per person. And we're up! Hello! Obviously Nahargarh Fort is a historic fort located in the hills of Jaipur. It is situated on the Aravalli Hills. The fort was built in 1734 by Maharaja Sawai Jai Singh II and it was originally named Sudarshanar Fort. In many of these forts as well, they never have the correct change, so you're always going to be either up or short a little bit. Good to know they have restaurants here for lunch and dinner, all the works as well if you do get hungry up here. The fort was later named Nahargarh Fort, which means the abode of tigers. The fort was built as a defensive fortification for the city and as a means at providing protection for the royal family during times of war. In addition to its historical significance, Nahargarh has also been used as a hunting retreat for the royal family, which I think is really fascinating. And apparently there's plenty of beautiful green, colourful gardens that the royal family would use for doing picnics, which, you know, fair play to them. The fort also has a step well which was used as a source of water during times of drought. Just taking a moment now, sitting down, there's a nice breeze up here on top of the fort. We're trying to recover some of the energy that we expelled on the way up, so it's a bit relaxing here, isn't it?
It is, thanks.
Not too bad. Starting to notice a recurring theme again, similar to Amber Fort. There's the Diwani cast, the hall of the public audience, the hall of the private audience as well. Similar layout for all these forts. The monkeys absolutely love these forts as well. No matter where we went, we're after seeing plenty of them. Look at this little monkey man. We are after arriving to the stepwell. To be honest, it's a little bit underwhelming after yesterday when we were at the Amber Fort and we went a little bit down the road to see Hana Mina Kakun, and that was much more impressive, it was actually much smaller, but it was cleaner. There's a lot of rubbish in this one, but yeah, more probably artistic as well. This one looks a little bit more battered, to be honest. Basically, this medieval stepwell was created to store and conserve rainwater for the fort here. So first impressions of Nahargarh Fort. It's very cool, it's very big. I agree that the panoramic views up here are absolutely stunning. It really reminds me of the Amber Fort as well, because basically It's painted amber. It has that yellow and it's really beautiful. I really like it. So we're outside Sri Madvenda Bhawan. This is a double-storied building and it is divided into 10 apartments, one of which was used by the Maharaja himself, which is very cool. Nice to meet you! Wow, this area is very, very cool. If you look along the side of it, basically it's like a courtyard with this lovely, lovely artwork. Very colourful, very intricate, and basically it looks like it tells some stories from the past. Also, it does have a pretty cool structure like this as well. Not really sure what it means, to be honest, but it does add something to the area out here for sure. These are all the apartments, basically. They have this open little area, courtyard out here, nice style, lets in a lot of natural light, and again it's really beautiful. The intricate work, the detail, the architecture is quite fantastic. And if you look behind me here, it definitely looks like it's some type of storage area or possibly even a wardrobe. Upstairs we go. If you're into art, architecture, history, this is the place for you. Oh, a bit of a tight squeeze here now. Very narrow staircase. Wow, this is absolutely breathtaking. Have a look at this. I have to say this is one of the best views I've seen in a long, long time. You can basically see the entire city from up here. It is absolutely stunning. It's really cool because you can hear all the traffic, all the horns beeping. You can hear the call to prayer as well, depending on what time of the day it is. Unbelievable. So you can see basically Jantar Mantar, the city palace, all the major attractions from this one view up here overlooking Jaipur. Let me know in the comments if you've seen a better view than this. Can you tell me what is so good about this place?
So this place is famous for all the creatures what it has, and this place is very beautiful, of course, and the nature and everything, and it's known as a pink city, so of course it is like that.
And the main thing is company.
Sorry?
Company.
Company.
Yes.
Absolutely. And would you recommend people to come here?
Yes, why not?
Yes, definitely.
It's a place for healing people, so this is the best place to visit. One should come over here.
Like, can you imagine how amazing it is, number one, for your family and your residents to be right here behind me, and then after, for whatever reason, you get a bit tired of being indoors, you can come out here and soak all that in whenever you want. Like, when you're up here, you really start to appreciate the size of Indian cities here. You think when you hear a number like 4 or 5 million people, you think, okay, that's big. But when you get up here and you see how big this city expands across the viewpoint, it is absolutely unbelievable. 1, 2, 3. Jaipur! These bedrooms are quite impressive, I have to say, and it makes complete sense when you think about if you're looking to make a Bollywood film and you need a fort on a hill that has grandeur, that has intricate detail, intricate architecture, this is the place to do it in. However, it really is a pity though that some of these areas are cordoned off or you're not able to enter. For example, here behind me, you have a couple of glass windows, a glass door, and you simply can't enter. You can only look from the outside. And it's beautiful inside, but yeah, just a bit disappointing that you can't actually go in and see it up close. I've never felt so royal walking through hallways like this. I also feel a little bit claustrophobic though, so it kind of balances itself out. Again, like Amber Fort, the colour overtone here is definitely amber as well. And I think it's really beautiful, it works really well, and it kind of illuminates as well when there's a lot of sunlight. I definitely think this little courtyard here is one of the more beautiful areas in the complex so far. The walls the whole way around, they're beautifully decorated. There's this very interesting symbol in the middle that I really have no idea what it means. What even is this? So in the final two rooms here, there's basically like a little mini art exhibition which was created only this year. It's called Body City, and if you look at the creations you can see what represents cells, tissue, veins, all from the body obviously, hence the name. This was done by Rahul Kumar, so fair play to him, looks very cool. And of course it's not really a fort without a bit of armoury, so behind me you can see a couple of the big cannons, very powerful. I don't actually believe they were used before, to be honest. So far, overall, very, very good. I think no matter where you go, you visit a fort, it can be cool, it can be nice to learn about the history of it as well, but what really makes it is the views. And I think that actually adds something a little bit special here. But we're getting a little bit hungry now, so we're going to go into the restaurant, get a bit of food, and see what the quality of the food here at Nahargarh Fort is like. Oh yeah, I think this could be good. Salupa is after devouring a chow mein, and my fried dal and jeera rice has come. Very, very clever there. The hall of the public audience, the one e-cast is now the restaurant where all the public can come, eat and have a relaxing time here at the fort. Looks like there's a bit of a five-a-side going on here, right below the fort. We're on our way now to the viewpoint area, and this place is particularly popular because a lot of people come up here to get the sunset when the sky turns orange and pink, and it can be quite beautiful apparently. Now today I don't think we're going to be actually able to make it just due to time. We have other places to go, but let's see, maybe we get lucky, or maybe the stay here is a bit longer than we think. So this is definitely the best view of Nahargarh. Have to say, the viewpoint, very, very good. No question, I can imagine at sunset you will have the most amazing view. But to be honest, don't want to sound too critical or harsh here, but there was a lot of men kind of just sitting around there at the viewpoint, basically staring at us I don't know, talking to themselves, laughing about us, and they kind of get close sometimes and they're taking pictures of us, and it's a little bit unsettling, I have to say. Now, throughout our time in India, we've taken so many selfies with so many people who've been very, very friendly, very, very nice, very mannerly and respectful, but sometimes like that it just felt a little bit odd, a little bit uncomfortable. Especially, can't imagine as a woman, it must be different to have a big group of men around you. It must be a little bit intimidating. But even for me, I felt like it was a little bit odd, a little bit weird. And to have eyes on you pretty much all the time. Even if you walk across the way and you turn around, you know there's going to be at least 4 or 5 or 6 people with eyes on you. A little bit unsettling, so just to keep that in mind if you come here. But for the most part, it's been all good. So I don't want to sound negative, and I don't want to pin it all here on Nahargarh Fort, because we see this all throughout India, all throughout Delhi, and like I say, 99% of the time no issue, but sometimes it's a little bit not nice. And we have met so many lovely Indian people who have subscribed to the channel and who we've been messaging since, and we get on great with so many of them. So it's just, as always, it's only a few. So there's a big sign there that says beware of monkeys, so I don't know, maybe these ones can attack you or get aggressive, but I always try to not get too close, just in case. So there's also a wax museum here that you can visit, but for us, I don't think it's that of interest. We're going to maybe give it a skip this time, but if you want to go, you can always do that. So that's it. Nahargarh Fort, I think, is a must visit if you're coming to Jaipur. If you're into this architecture, if you're into Indian history, if you're into India's cultural heritage, then it is a must. I did think that inside the palace itself it was very beautiful, but it's just a pity we weren't allowed to enter into more of the rooms. It looked like they were really interesting inside through the window. So for 200 rupees per person, it's definitely worth visiting. It's only about €2 in around that region, so you're definitely not going to break the bank. You can get here very easily on a tuk-tuk. You can either go the full way around beside Amber Fort and they can take you in that way, or you can do like us. It's a little bit tougher, but you can walk up the hill. It'll take around 10-15 minutes, so just be prepared to have good walking shoes and bring a bottle of water. Yeah, so just make sure you add this iconic destination to your India travel itinerary if you are planning a trip here. Last thing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way you'll always be updated when we make a new video and do a virtual tour like this one here. We're going to be heading to Uzbekistan very shortly, then Kazakhstan, then Kyrgyzstan, so we're going to have some very interesting content and travel guides coming up, so stay tuned for that. Thanks very much again, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers!